I just scored a 25% return on investment this week, but this time it wasn't from the stock market, but from the predictions market. Hi, my name is Alexander Taylor, and this is the Art of Next Gen YouTube channel. Prediction markets offer opportunities for those who are making prediction bids in politics, sports, music, transportation, culture, you name it. It opens the world of opportunities for people who might have expertise in other matters that aren't necessarily related to the financial and capital markets, which I think is great. I think the more opportunities people have to be able to build wealth and grow financially through means that maybe they're more accustomed to than that of the financial markets, or just kind of expanding the opportunities beyond the financial markets for that, I think that's wonderful and it's a great opportunity. With that said, please sure to consider liking, commenting, subscribing so we can build a community and so more people can be aware of the different avenues that they can use to grow their wealth and support their families. So yeah, I was able to successfully achieve a 25% ROI, which I'm very grateful to do. Here at week three of my day trading and financial markets journey. Um, it wasn't just from predicting. So I was doing political predictions, and I didn't make it just from predicting who would win in the most recent U.S. elections. But I was able to successfully place one trade based off the margin, so the percentage of victory that that candidate would have. And because there was a high risk to reward ratio on getting the margin correct, I was able to successfully increase the potential increase of that margin. So I was able to successfully be able to derive wealth from more accurately predicting the margin of victory between two candidates, which I thought was really, really great and was able to return the majority of the returns. And then I placed a second trade. This trade was on whether the losing candidate would give a concession or basically acknowledge that they lost the election in a speech on the same day, which ended up being correct as well for a lower risk as well. But that ended up bringing it to collectively to about just over 25% return on investment just from two trades on the same day. I had taken a break from the stock market. If you've been following the previous weeks, I've been on. I've done about 2 weeks of day trading, and practicing being on the market and investing. And in week two, I really focused on refining my strategies and focusing. Whereas before I was kind of trying to jump on from one strategy to another, really starting to narrow down what types of strategies work best for me and when to use them. And but I had noticed earlier in the week there was a bit of a market slowdown, and I also, to be fair, you know, my approach that I've been focusing on which is earnings calls, which are these reports these companies release, as well as usually accompanied by a conference call, and this usually happens every 3 months or 4 times a year, and the companies basically report their revenue and their financial information for that quarter of the year. And oftentimes that gives an opportunity for the market to adjust the stock price. So I've been eyeing an earnings call that's coming up, and if I end up placing the trade on that one, I'll definitely be talking to you more on detail about what I did next week and what I was able to derive from that. But yeah, so I've been a bit more focusing on being patient and just trying to make the right trade that meets my criteria rather than kind of jumping in and shooting trades out of the hip, so to speak. So I've just been a bit more patient. I have noticed other day traders that are in my sector, kind of the under $20 market for stocks. I mean, per share, so under $20 per share. So the small cap stocks that are, you know, relatively inexpensive to purchase per share. They have noticed a pretty choppy market the past few weeks, and I think that ended up just working out great for me. That I ended up focusing on the predictions market. So all that to say, I am, the goal of this YouTube channel here is to help educate people. It's help educate everyone on the ability to build wealth and the ways to do it. I think opening people's minds to, okay, it could be the stock market, it could be the predictions market, it could be just different methods. Obviously, building wealth looks different to everybody, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm looking as this as an opportunity to share my personal experiences and to grow with that. And on that subject, if you are interested in developing your financial education even further, I am creating a full curriculum on all the different types of financial wealth building approaches that I take and am aware about that could be of insights for your financial journey. So if you're interested in trying to gain some insights and skills on how to grow your wealth, it would just be a true pleasure for me to share some of this with you and give you some insights. I'm still working on it, but I'm going to go over all different types of subjects, such as long-term investing, to the day trading trades that I do, even how I use AI and leverage artificial intelligence to do research and to support when I place my trades in different means. So I'm going to go through, a large component of that in this curriculum, and I'm excited to share with you. It will be on the Artem Next Gen website. Currently on that website, I offer coaching, which allows for people who are looking to work overseas or get overseas experiences. So far, almost every single one of my clients has gotten a scholarship to work overseas. And all of them have entered the final stage of interviews for scholarships to be supported for those who are trying to get scholarships for conferences overseas. So the coaching that I offer, not only does it teach people how to do overseas opportunities, but almost all of my clients end up going overseas for scholarship. I had a client who got a chance to go on a scholarship to get education at Cambridge, University of Cambridge in the UK. One that's heading to Paris. I have one that got accepted to international relations program in Canada, and I have two currently that are already preparing to go and live overseas over the long term in Dubai. So I've lived in Dubai for over 2 years and had a lot of experience overseas. So if you're looking to try to expand your horizons and see what opportunities are abroad, feel free to take a look into that. I'll definitely be keeping you all posted when the financial literacy course comes out. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Again, please consider taking a chance to comment and share this out, and let's build a community. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next week.